Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hispanic Conservative. This is Celia. How are y'all doing? Oh, it's been a while. Yesterday, I hope y'all had a great Easter. Um, and my birthday was last week. So what did I do? Pretty much nothing, which is a good thing. This is what you want to do during your birthday. Most of the times when it was my birthday, I had to work, which is kind of a drag, right? You want to go do stuff, but okay. Let's talk about this blackout in Spain, el apagón masivo. Okay. Electrical outage in Spain, Portugal, Andorra, and then parts of southern France, they said. I don't know. Um, so everything was stopped, right? When we were having that blackout during the snowmageddon we had here in, what was it, 2021? I mean, it shut off everything, even the internet you couldn't get, right? So you couldn't even watch anything on your phone because the towers were down. Everything's gone. So in this outage, the airport, I don't think the planes could land, traffic lights, everything, the trains underground. I mean, if you were say you were in a train in between, I don't know, Sevilla and Madrid or whatever, and the train stops and you're in the middle of the country, estás en el mero campo, right? You're in the middle of the countryside, like, where are we going? Where are we going to walk to? Anyway, the trains, people stuck in elevators. It's a really horrible thing to be stuck in. Okay. Some people couldn't. I remember I was watching a story. Some people their daughter was expecting a surgery, but they had to postpone it now because there was no electricity. People had, they couldn't do anything. Stores had to close. I'm just thinking about all the food in the freezers, the refrigerators. It's going to go bad. Everybody's going to have to throw away food. Businesses, I mean, too, Look, okay. So I was talking about people being, okay. Well, let me continue where I am and then I'll get into what I wanted to show you. So there's a couple of stories about why this happened, right? So one of the stories that I heard first yesterday when I was watching this go on, I was at work and I'm on the computer and I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. Rare atmospheric phenomenon. What the heck could that be? Could be high flying birds. It could be space aliens. It could be satellite debris. It could be, I don't know, whatever it could be. According to these people, a rare atmospheric phenomenon, and I had to put that in quotations, rare atmospheric phenomenon, is the temperature changes at levels, right, depending on how high you are in the atmosphere. I don't know about that. When I heard that, I was like, I don't know if I believe that. Okay, so supposedly the usage was really up, a high level of usage. Oh, I didn't get that. I should have got that. And so also too, along with elevators being stuck in whatever, of course, water pumps are not going to work, right? So if you're in a tall building, you're not going to have any water because the water is not being pumped to. Usually there's a big container on the top of a building for the water that gets pumped up there with electricity. And then when you use it for your sink or you flush your toilet or whatever, that's where the water has to come from. So we can use, and I'm not even going to say gravity, but the density to, get the water down to where it needs to be. Okay. So closing shops. It's funny because when I went to Spain and they had a siesta and, everybody closes their store about 2, whatever. These places were closing. If you have an electric car, I was just laughing about it. I'm sorry if you have an electric car, but if this stuff happens and you have an electric car and you don't have any other way to charge it, you've got problems. Okay, so Ursula von der Leyen, as in she's a lying wench, says it was a Russian cyber attack, and I'm like, I don't know if I believe that either. She's just trying to attack Russia on so many things. What are these people? Okay. So anything that comes out of her mouth, I don't believe it at all. She's no. So the government's like, don't speculate, no official reason why. One of the other reasons, let's see, what did I say? Rare atmospheric, Russian, da, 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 da. Now, one of the other things about it was people were saying it was about the net zero. Okay. So a week before, April 22nd, I believe it was, Spain celebrated, since 22nd of April, Spain celebrated 1 week of 100%, 100% renewable energy. So a lot of people are thinking, is this because we don't have any real energy? And this is why other things cost more money, why you need LNG, the liquid natural gas or whatever. Coal, gas, renewables are what was it? Lower, of course, usage than what they used to be, but they're overregulated. Everything is about the net zero and don't produce any carbon. I'm like, come on, you make carbon when you exhale. That's carbon, okay? That's carbon. There's carbon in there. And all that does is cause higher energy prices too. So these people are suffering. Let me go ahead and share you this. I wanted to add, el gran apagón se cobra la vida de al menos 5 personas. Okay, so this is a story I picked up today on, what's today? Tuesday. And so, get rid of this darn thing. Why do these pop-ups keep happening? It's so annoying. 3 miembros de una familia mueren por la mala combustión de un generador en Orense usado para alimentar un respirador. So they probably, people, when you're using a generator like that produces gas, you need to open the window or the door. Also, too, right? Another woman, depending on a oxygen machine, right? So it's all these things that people now. Let me tell you what, if you're the kind of person and you live in the city and you don't have any preps at all, you don't have, what do you call it, an Opus, you don't have a EcoFlow, you don't have, any one of these generators, not gas, right? You're going to have problems when stuff like this happens. Now, I was checking out some other prepper channels, and they were talking about how this is just the beginning of this. All these other countries that are doing the same thing, Germany, I think France, they don't even have they're cutting nuclear even, right? But they don't want to use any fossil fuels, which is a fake name, also fossil fuels. But then when stuff like this happens, they have no apology, no reason for why it's happening. Get rid of this dumb thing. Why is this thing in the way? Go away. Okay. So anyway, there's that one. Let me show you the next one. Let me take this one off and then show you a different one. And this is funny because you think, well, gee, people have solar panels and, hey, they ought to be okay, right? They should be okay. They ought to have the batteries. The sun is giving them energy in their battery, and then they can use the batteries when the electricity goes out, right? Oh, this is so silly. Did you work? You didn't work. What are you doing? Okay, there we are. Hold on. It's just, it doesn't show me what it is yet. Okay. Is it this one? Okay, yeah, it is. And this is great because it's a little bit slow. Porque la mayoría de casas con placas solares se quedaron también sin electricidad en el apagón. So you went through all this trouble to buy solar panels because they're telling you, oh, we need to save the planet and we need to do this other crap. Right. Look at this stuff, man. Even though their sun, the systems didn't work because it didn't receive a signal from the network. I'll say network. So you need electricity for the solar panels to work. Oh, that's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, of course, the reason you have solar panels is so you don't need to rely on the electrical grid. And then this is the stuff that happens because it needs electricity. It needs to read the network. Dumb. A lot of and according to what I read, and I was watching at a lot of Spanish news reports and Spanish news articles, how people are mad that like this is because of the stupid net zero. We have no energy. Everything's gone out. Now imagine if it happens in all of France. I think it was just part of France, but it's all of France. If Paris goes black, dude, I can't even imagine the crime that would happen. Not even. And even if it's in Germany too, if something like that happens in the UK, it's crazy times. And people aren't prepped. They don't have the batteries in the food. And maybe they were warning you. I saw another video. Who was talking about it? You know how they had that lady from the UK with her purse, and you should have stuff for 72 hours, your water and your snacks and a flashlight or whatever. And I'm like, maybe they were telling us something. But there are quite a few people that I know that we're ready for stuff like that to happen. My electricity goes out. I have power to keep my refrigerator going. I may not have air conditioning, but at least I can keep my food from going bad and wasting all that money that I spent on food. So, I mean, that's a really big loss of money if you lost everything. And I have a separate freezer with food in it, so that would be a lot of money down the drain. Okay, so why are these? They didn't read the network. This is just crazy. What good is the solar panels then? What good are they? It's the craziest thing. Okay, let me go to this one. Take that one out. Put the new one in. I have to keep going in each screen. Why doesn't it do the whole window that I can go tab to tab to tab? Maybe somebody knows. If you know, please let me know. Leave me a nice comment. Tell me, how do I go from tab to tab without having to go remove the other one, click on the new tab, connect that tab into my window here, into my screen. Okay, here we go. Let me add it now. It didn't. Why do you give me another window? Okay, here's the other one. And then it'll add. Ooh. Synthesizers. Ooh, what is this? Keyboards with the synth. Graphics, EQ. Okay, I'm getting. let me go ahead and share it. You can see what I see. As a musician, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Spring sale. Yeah, look at that. Graphics, EQs, buttons, knobs, keyboard. Okay, that's not for me. Okay, let's continue. Corredor ignora las alertas sobre las renovables desde hace 5 años. Can you imagine that? They've been telling them for 5 freaking years. Hey, dude, this stuff's going to happen. Pay attention. Pay attention. Don't ignore me when I'm telling you that. And no. Oh, it'll be fine. Oh, todo está bien. No importa. No te preocupes. No te preocupes. Estamos bien. Sigamos bien. No, you're not. Okay. Anyway, this is crazy. So they have to cook. Okay, let me go over here. Red Eléctrica aviso en febrero. Again, in February. This was 5 years, but in February again. The risk of disconnections. Pedro Sánchez apunta a los operadores privados y da capetazo a las nucleares. They're saying the nuclear didn't even work either. And I'm like, guys, come on. Let's get back to the coal and get back to the everything else. Iberdrola reacciona ya al señal. I can't see that far. Señalamiento de Sánchez. Or maybe it was on here somewhere that I saw that it talked about. And this lady here, she had to walk 10 kilometers to go pick up her kid from school. Man, she was worried. She was worried. I mean, yeah. And then, yeah. But at least she has her kids, so that's a good thing. Okay. Anyway, this is El Mundo. Okay. See if I can get to it. Doesn't get to the top, but that's El Mundo right there. They had to cook all the food. Desafío de dar de comer sin electricidad. Y cómo salvar 300 kilograms? Is that what it is? Kilograms of tuna. People dying to take something. Nunca había vivido algo así. Esto parecía una fiesta. What? Party? I would think people would be more frantic and we need food, we need water, we need whatever, like freaked out. But it's just amazing. So what was it? Either rare atmospheric phenomenon or a Russian cyber attack or the problem with net zero. There's quite a few articles about the problem with net zero. That's why it can't stand maybe the pull of all the people that need electricity, right? The demand. That's the word I'm looking for, the demand. Okay. All right. In other news, I'm sorry I had to mention this. Canada voted for a lefty WEF puppet. Yeah. This guy, Mark Carney. He's worse than Justin Trudeau, Justin Castro. And yeah, I don't like that guy. And probably, you know why? I'm thinking people probably voted for him because he was like against Trump and the tariffs and this and that, and Canada's independent and we don't need you. Like, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this guy and them. And there was only like 3 other territories that didn't vote for this guy. Saskatchewan and I forget who. I don't know. Was it Alberta and something else? I don't remember. They were talking about it on Redacted, but I couldn't watch it because the kids were too loud. Anyway, now the other thing that I thought was not true, what's her name? Virginia? Is it Virginia? Virginia. Something with a V, not a Victoria. Yeah, it is Virginia. Yeah. See if I can pull this other article out. If you know who she is, Virginia Giuffre. Let me show you. Oh, shoot. Oh, I did that right. Okay. I thought I was going to delete my screen. Ooh. Okay. On this one, let me share it. Come on, go. And then, okay. Jeffrey Epstein accuser posted she was not suicidal in 2019. Okay. And they were talking about this on PBD, right? Go here. I am not suicidal. And if something happens to me, And then supposedly she was hit by a truck or something, which probably was no accident. Because those people, they need to get rid of the witnesses. That she was hit by a vehicle, I think it was a truck or something, hit by a vehicle, and now she committed suicide? Like, really? That doesn't sounds like fake to me, like it's a setup. For real. Sounds like a setup. Prince Andrew accused of Virginia Giuffre's death. Yeah. Connects royal. She couldn't see her kids before. Yeah, so now they say she was born the year I graduated high school. That's sad. Giuffre. Giuffre. God rest your soul. Pray for you, lady. I'll remember. People that did this to people, to young ladies who didn't know any better, who wanted fun and excitement, and then this is what they get. Just watch out. I don't think it was suicide. That's my point. I don't think it was at all. When I heard that, I'm like, no. What's this one? Let me see what I wrote. Something else here. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, there was a jet that fell in the water from a a carrier. According to what I heard, they were getting attacked by Houthi missiles were coming at them, and the ship had to make a sharp turn, and then the plane fell into the water, into the sea. I mean, we're talking down and deep in the sea. And the pilot, I heard, is okay, so that's a good thing. But man, so many news. But all this story about the blackout, and there was a lot of different hypotheses on what was the cause of it. But yeah, I don't know. Something else might come out tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. All right. So, it's just all this news is coming out. There's so much news, and everybody, I even heard Jimmy Dore say it. There's so much news, I can't keep up with it. And I'm like, yeah, plus I have to go to work, and I'm by myself and nobody helps me. So, I have to pick my subjects when I have enough information to talk about it. So, yeah. Oh, about this Mark Carney thing. I don't know if I said it. He's going to be the new prime minister in Canada. I think people voted for him to be kind of the anti-Trump thing in Canada because of the tariffs and all. It's not because he's definitely not better than Mr. Castro there. You know who I mean, Trudeau. Anyway, if you know that story, you know what I mean. Okay. So anyway, let me go ahead, and I think that's all I had for today. I mean, I should do more often. I'm trying to keep it short too. It's 23 minutes. All right. So if you don't mind, leave a nice comment. You can buy me a coffee. Link will be below. And I will see you on the next time. This is Celia for Hispanic Conservative, and I am out of here. Okay. Bye, y'all.